Certainly feel that way also, Bill. We played awfully well. We made a run at Toronto a few times this year. We just fell a little bit short, but anytime you win 95-plus ball games like we have, and in our independent race till the last weekend of the season, you certainly had a good season.
Can this team go into next year with the identical personnel they have this year?
Well, it's hard for any team to stay pat. You can see what happened to Detroit. Last year they won this division very handedly, and they stayed basically about the same with a minor change here and there, and all of a sudden this year they might finish 4th or 5th or 3rd, wherever they might end up. But no, our ball club probably needs some changes in the front office and the coaches and our owner, Mr. Steinbrenner, and the manager, Billy, get together and hopefully improve the ball club somewhat over the winter.
Let's talk about the areas where there could be some improvement. Obviously, you're getting a lot of offense. You've got a first baseman who might be the most valuable player. He'll be around for quite a while. You've got a right fielder who really had an excellent year, just overshadowed by Mattingly's year. In what area would you think there could be some improvement?
Well, this is just my opinion. I'm not speaking for anybody else. We need a little starting pitching. I think everybody knows that. And we also need a little more right-hand punch. Towards the end of the year, it became a little more difficult for us to sustain an offense against left-hand pitching, and those are a couple areas that we can improve on. But basically, we have a very sound ball club here. We have some youth. We have some very good veteran players, and we have a combination of speed, power, average hitting. Our bullpen has really solidified itself the second half of this year, and it looks great to me. We can improve ourselves slightly over the winter. We're certainly going to be right in the thick of this thing next year.
A kid like Dan Pasqua has a quick bat. He can supply some power for you.
No question. Danny, I think, will be counted upon here next year to play on a more regular basis than he did this year, and he's going to get every opportunity. If he doesn't, if he can handle the task, I think you'll see him in the lineup very, very frequently next summer.
And we'll be looking forward to seeing Lou Piniella next year.
Well, we'll see, Bill. I hope so.
Lou Piniella, Yankee coach, and we'll be back with more after this message. Participating advertisers in New York Yankee baseball are your Toyota dealer and the unique 1985 Toyota van. It's a whole new movement changing the world of vans. Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud for you. Your Tri-State Dodge dealers who invite you to test drive Poetry Motion, the 1985 Dodge Lancer, and by the New York Yankees. Well, this is it. This is the final game of the season. The Yankees run at the Toronto Blue Jays over with yesterday's loss here to Doyle Alexander and the Blue Jays. You see Don Mattingly up with the Yankee lineup, and Jimmy Williams, the third base coach of the Blue Jays, has Bobby Cox's lineup. The Yankees will have Ricky Henderson leading off and playing center field. Don Mattingly's at first base. Dave Winfield out in right. Don Baylor is a designated hitter. Andre Robertson at third. The second baseman, Willie Randolph, will hit sixth. Henry Cotto in left. Butch Weininger catching. And Bobby Meacham will play shortstop and bat ninth for the Yankees. For the Eastern Division champs, the Toronto Blue Jays, Damaso Garcia leads off and plays second base. Rick Leach plays left field this afternoon. He'll bat second. Batting third and playing right field, Lou Thornton. The first baseman, Cecil Fielder, will bat fourth. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, Jeff Burrows. Kelly Gruber will play third base and hit sixth. Ron Shepard playing center field, hitting seventh. Jeff Herron catching, batting eighth. And Manny Lee is a shortstop, and he will bat ninth. And, Scooter, those are not household names going up against Phil Niekro.
No, but a little bit of dramatics here. Billy Martin came up to shake each umpire's hand. And the umpires did put their arms around Billy, and it's good to see it, even if it only lasts through the winter. Little camaraderie. But anyway, you're talking about these
the Blue
kids
Jay
out of
lineup.
the Blue Jay lineup. Now, it could be good, and it could be bad for Niekro. A lot of them might never have seen a knuckleball.
Well, let's look at the Blue Jays defensively. We'll show you some of the kids we've been talking about. Cecil Fielder is the first baseman. Damaso Garcia, of course, he's a regular second baseman. Manny Lee at shortstop. And Kelly Gruber over third. The left fielder is Rick Leach. Normally, he's a first baseman. The center fielder, Ron Shepard. The right fielder, Lou Thornton. The catcher, Jeff Herron. And on the mound, making his fourth appearance, but his first major league start, left-hander John Cerruti. There's Cerruti. He's won none, lost one so far this year. Well, we mentioned it's over in the East. The Blue Jays have won 99 games. The Yankees have won 96. They're 3 back. Kansas City, the winners in the West. They have a 2-game bulge over the California Angels. Kansas City ended up with 91 wins. Of course, they're playing today. The Cardinals, the winner in the National League East. The Cardinals, as of now, the only team with 100 wins in the major leagues. They have 101. And the Dodgers have won it in the National League West. Of course, the Dodgers had clinched earlier. They were the first team to clinch. They've won 95 and lost 66 in the National League West. So it'll be Toronto and Kansas City, and they'll play here Tuesday. And, of course, the Cardinals and the Dodgers.
For the Yankees at first base, number
That'll be the matchup, and out of those 4 will come the 2 winners and finally the world champion for 1985. Well, Ricky Henderson approaching the plate for the Yankees, and here's a fellow who's had another championship series and the championship season. Here's the scooter, Phil Rizzuto.
Hi, William. Yeah, you know, it doesn't seem fair that both New York teams were knocked out of contention on the same day. That's quite a shock for the nervous system. A lot of New York fans, not only in New York City, but New Jersey and Connecticut, upstate. So, I hope they got over it in better shape than I got over it. I was not in the best of shape. All right, Ricky Henderson batting .316, takes the ball.
Well, a lot of the Yankees have set some individual highs this year, and they've had some excellent years. This fella has. Henderson leads the league with 80 stolen bases, also leads the league in runs scored.
How about he never hit this many home runs in a year, or did he?
No. I think his previous high was 19.
Uh-huh.
But he's not going to lead the league in home runs.
No. It's just... And there's a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Ricky.
Not this year, at least.
Nope. Well, I tell you, the Yankee players, of course, you notice they got their regular lineup in there. And they want to win this for Phil Niekro. There's a foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I started to mention before, as Bill was given the lineup, the not household names that the Blue Jays have in their starting lineup today outside of Damaso Garcia. But they're young kids, and they want to make an impression, Bill, and that sometimes could bode not too well for the pitcher out there on the opposing team.
Well, Bobby Cox said in the paper today that he would like to see Niekro win his 300.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Foul back off the screen.
Of course, Cox managed Niekro down in Atlanta.
That's right, he did.
But I'm sure that the 9 people he has put out there against Niekro are going to do their best. There's Phil Niekro loosening up in the Yankee bullpen down the right field foul line.
All right, 2-2 on Ricky Henderson. 3-2. That was a big breaking curveball. Hard to believe that another year is over. A deep left field. Whoa, look at the wind hold that up. Son of a gun. That would have been long gone. Henderson stops and looks there. You know, Leach started back like he was going to have to go to the wall, Bill.
Well, we mentioned yesterday, and we did mention it prior to this ball game, the wind is blowing the same way it blew yesterday, where it will help the left-handed hitters and will hurt right-handers. Without that wind, that ball might have been on the roof here.
Ooh, he really creamed that one. I thought it was gone. All right, here's Mattingly. Don hitting .320. 48 doubles, 3 triples, 34 homers, and a league-leading 144 runs batted in.
Oh, the key to yesterday's Toronto win, they simply out-hit the Yankees, but their left-handers took advantage of the wind blowing toward right field. Ernie Witt,
They started everything at 375-foot sign, and the wind did the rest.
Well, they hit a few pretty hard, too.
Yeah,
Witt
very hard,
and
right.
Mosby and Upshaw and Alexander kept the Yankee left-handed hitters from pulling the ball.
Boy, he had them hitting to center, left center, bouncing ball, foul. And by the way, they're right there, that same situation. Upshaw, who is not playing, they made a great play to stop what could have been a big Yankee rally. The Yankees had just scored a run on a base hit by Winfield, and then Upshaw made a sensational stop and throw to get Mattingly. It would have been a double. But better days are ahead. 1 out. And foul down the left field line. So those buttons that everybody was wearing up here, Bill White, proved very prophetic. I love New York, they said, with a heart in second place. And that's exactly what happened. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Can't quite see that sign way out in left. 330 sign, something about Subway Series. That's got to be a joke. Bouncing ball. Oh, what a break for Mattingly. Hit the seam and bounced over the head of fielder. Yeah, a day late and $1 short. But at that seam yesterday, who knows?
Number 31.
Here it is again. There's a seam going from the dirt to the artificial surface. And Mattingly will hit it here and gets over a fielder's head. He reacted quite slowly to that ball getting up. And it's a base hit, a bad hop base hit for Mattingly.
All right, here's Winfield. Dave batting .277. 34 doubles, 6 triples, 26 homers, and 114 runs batted in. And it gets away from Heron, and didn't look like that ball hit the ground. We could not see from here. And looks like it might be a pass ball, but we'll wait and see. Did sound like it might have hit off his shin guard. Let's see. No. Oh, we see now they didn't look at that carefully. It hit his glove and not the ground. And you see Winfield wave Mattingly to second. They have charged Cerruti with a wild pitch, but that was not the correct call. Right, 1-on-1. He took a little off that one. Right back to the pitcher. He holds Mattingly and throws him out. It looks like left-handed Doyle Alexander out there.
The designated hitter, number 25.
Moving the ball around, mixing up his pitches, the speed. Two men are out. And Don Baylor, the batter. Baylor hitting .233 with 24 doubles, a triple, 23 homers, and 91 runs batted in. Ball 1.
That sign says canceled.
Oh, that's what it is.
Subway Series.
Thank you, thank you. I knew they wouldn't be putting that up. Even New York fans wouldn't be.
Says the Jays and the Cards win this year.
Listen, you know, they talk about conflicts of interest, right?
Yeah.
So how come it wasn't a conflict of interest, Alexander beating the Yankees yesterday? I read in the paper this morning that the Yankees are paying his salary.
Oh, I'm not sure that they might owe him some deferred money.
Well, that's what the paper said.
Well, don't believe the papers.
Don't believe the papers.
No.
Okay. Sounded very unusual.
I don't think, you know, I think in baseball now when you're traded, you must deposit that amount of money to the team that you trade the player to.
Oh.
And, for instance, deferred payments.
Yeah.
And then it becomes that team's obligation.
to
take care of the deferred payment.
Oh, okay.
The other thing that they mentioned today was that Al Oliver has been voted a half share of the Dodger money. No, that can't happen. Once they start playing each other in the series.
It can't?
No. Oliver will have to just get whatever the Blue Jays get.
No kidding.
Yep. Can't get money from the Dodgers and the Blue Jays should they both win. Now, that would be a conflict of interest.
Very unusual, White. I don't know whether I agree with you 100%.
No, you cannot, Oliver cannot, in case from both Toronto and the Dodgers win.
Yeah, get in the World Series.
Right. Oliver will only get whatever the Blue Jays win.
I would protest.
You'd lose.
Just like that?
Yeah.
He played...
Wait a minute. Now, you're talking about a conflict of interest.
Yes. That's a conflict of interest.
That is.
Okay. I'll look that up. I'll go back to...
well, you have to ask
where was
Dr.
I last
Bobby
night?
Brown.
What room was I in last night?
You're in the
with
barrister's room.
Barrister's room. That's where I'll find the book tonight. All right. Andre Robertson hits one up the middle. Oh, look at this. Goss and drop by Fielder. Mattingly held at third, or he would have scored. Garcia wanted to flip to second, but Manny Lee was not there. Boy, he made that play look easy, but then his delayed throw in the dirt.
This will probably be an E4 on Damaso Garcia here. His ball bounced up the middle. Garcia got to it cleanly and threw in the dirt. And it is an error on Damaso Garcia. Upshaw, of course, would have made this play. He's got softer hands than Cecil Fielder, who might be misnamed.
Yeah. All right, in the dirt and off the heel of the glove. So the bases are loaded now. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Bases are loaded.
Let's see, 1, 2.
You're right. They're all occupied. And Willie Randolph is the batter. Willie batting .276. Willie was very upset. Well, just about all the players were upset. You never think you're going to be out of it. And then when it actually happens, you're not ready. A slow bouncer, but it kicks foul. Oh, it almost hit Mattingly in fair territory. He would have been out. So they all go back. Mattingly, the third. Baylor the second. Robertson the first. Willie has a count of 0-2 on him. John Cerruti, youngster pitching for the Blue Jays. Hit him. That'll get a run in.
Willie's upset. He said, hey, son, this is the final game of the season. You're ahead 0-2.
And that's the least. That's why he couldn't get out of the way. You never expect it.
Of course, with the bases loaded, you figure the kid isn't going to come in way in there.
No.
Oh, the run scores. The Yankees lead 1-0. Randolph got a painful run batted in.
And that he did. So Willie at first. Got Robertson at second. Baylor at third. Mattingly came in to score. There's Willie. And the batter now is Henry Cotto. Henry hitting .288. 1 double and 2 runs batted in. He's only been up 52 times. Took a little off. Strike one. One. 2 balls and a strike. No action in the bullpen as yet. Well, actually, the youngsters pitched well enough to get out of this inning, Bill. The bad hop base hit by Mattingly and the error by Garcia.
Yep.
So all the runs will be unearned. 3-1.
Way to chuck him, Johnny. Way to chuck.
Let's see what Cotto's going to do on this 3-1 pitch. Base hit to left field. That's going to score 2 runs. The throw to the plate. It's a dandy. And he's safe. 2 RBIs for Cotto on a good slide. It was a beautiful throw by Rick Leach from left field. But Cotto's single scores 2, and the Yankees lead 3-0.
Let's watch it again. The pitch is down. Fastball. Cotto drills it through the left side of the infield. Leach charges. And, of course, it's awfully hard to make a bad throw on this artificial surface.
Yep.
Here's Baylor scoring easily. Robertson coming on here. The catcher, Heron, does not block the plate properly.
Nope.
Robertson just takes his leg out from under him and scores, and the Yankees have a 3-0 lead.
He didn't drop that mask till late. He never did drop the mask. Look at. All right, here's Butch Weiniger. Butch, who got one of the dramatic hits, a home run with 2 out, and the top of the 9th to keep the Yankees' hopes alive day before yesterday. And it gets away, and that'll be a wild pitch. Runners advance. And the fans are getting a little upset. They want to see some action out in the bullpen.
Of course, Phil Niekro likes this. He's, remember, looking for his 300th win, and they've already staked him to a 3-0 lead. And the wind here at Exhibition Stadium is blowing the way Niekro likes it to blow, over his right shoulder toward right field.
All right, by the way, that's the second wild pitch of the inning charged to Cerruti. It puts Randolph at third and Cotto at second. And the count on Weiniger, 2 balls, no strikes. Strike 1 to Mike. Three on. Another good crowd here tonight. It'll be the smallest crowd of the 3 games played here, but still with the pennant clinched. Very nice crowd. Foul back, 3-2.
This will be around 44, 43, 44.
Yeah, they
had
had
44 yesterday, 47 opening game of the series.
They have had an outstanding year. If they ever get that new ballpark, they really pack them in. Full count. Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. That'll bring up Bobby Meacham, the 9th man to bat here in the top of the first inning.
Number 20, Bobby Meacham.
Bobby hitting .220, 16 doubles, 2 triples, a homer, and 47 runs batted in. And now finally, they got somebody going down to the bullpen. Bases loaded and 2 out. Strike 1.
Acker, a right-hander.
They probably had to take a poll and see who had the least champagne last night to find his way to the bullpen, get ready to pitch.
Most of the champagne ended up on the floor.
Yeah, it always does. Isn't that something? 1-on-1. They are great. If you've never been in one, you don't know what you're missing. You've been in one, you want to get in one every year. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3 runs in. And another wild pitch, but Randolph, it's not a wild pitch. Good block by the catcher. He saved a wild pitch. Oh boy, that bounced way in front of the plate. Tell the kids. There's Mr. Acker out in the bullpen. And straight away center field. Ron Shepard makes the catch. The Yankees send 8 men to the plate, and in the middle of the first inning, 9 men rather. It's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays coming to bat.
The Yankees have given Phil Niekro a 3-0 lead after a half inning here in Toronto. Let's look at the Yankees defensively with Don Mattingly at first base, Willie Randolph at second. Bobby Meacham is a shortstop, and Andre Robertson at third base. In left field, Henry Cotto, Ricky Henderson, the center fielder, and Dave Winfield out in right. Butch Weiniger behind the plate. And looking for his 300th win here this afternoon, knuckleballer Phil Niekro. Niekro is making his 33rd start this year. He has 6 complete games. He's won 15, and he's lost 12. He's been having a little tough time trying to win that 300th, Phil Rizzuto.
He really has. And it's not that he's pitched bad baseball. He just was pitching when the Yankees were not hitting and mired in that batting slump. Right now, Damaso Garcia hitting .283, 25 doubles, 4 triples, 8 homers, 65 runs batted in. Strike one. And I'm sure the right-hand hitters are going to see a lot more fastballs than they normally would off Niekro. Oh, what a knuckleball. Whoa, the wind played tricks with that. 1-1. Garcia, look at Garcia. Saying that's not fair. Oh, did that thing break? There's a fastball hit in the. Let him hit it all day there. That's what Doyle Alexander did, and Ricky Henderson comes in, makes the catch, 1 man out.
In fact, you might not need a left fielder.
Yeah, that's right.
The ball to come be playing Meacham in deep short. The ball to come back to it.
The left fielder, number 9, Rick Leach.
All right, here's Rick Leach. Leach hitting just .219. It's only been about 32 times. 7 doubles. Make that 7 hits, 1 triple, and 1 run batted in. Ball 1. Yankees leading 3-0. Off the end of the bat, foul. One of 'em on the count. Outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think it's going to be a wide strike zone today. Let's watch this. Oh, man. Did you see that? What? He struck him with a change-up knuckleball. Oh, but that other pitcher. All right, they better be cutting and slashing from the time they leave the dugout. Look at him. Leach laughing. No way he could hit that. Tough to catch, let alone hit. And here is Lou Thornton. Thornton hitting .250, a double, a triple, a homer, and 8 runs batted in.
Blue Jays kept him on the roster and on the bench all year. If they had sent him back, they would have lost him.
No kidding.
Thornton and also Manny Lee.
All right, they're good-looking ball players.
Well, they drafted him. Unless you keep him, you got to give him back to the club you got him from.
All right, 1 on the count. And Niekro's throwing that fastball a little more. Getting that strike, mixing them up. There's the knuckleball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, that's it. Oh! You don't mean to laugh, but that's twice now he's thrown that change up off the knuckleball and gotten a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down, and at the end of 1, it's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays nothing. All right, Ricky Henderson, who would have had a home run on a normal day, but the wind hit the ball into that wind. Looked like it was hitting a brick wall. Came straight down. Ball 1 a little high. John Cerruti's still in there. He was the victim of some bad fielding. Or he'd have gotten out of the inning without a run scored, and the Yankees scored 3 unearned. Strike 1-1.
By the way, The strikeout by Necro of Rick Leach gives him Necro 3,193 strikeouts. He moved past Ferguson Jenkins into second place. Actually, no, seventh place. The strikeout list.
Right. Check swing foul back out of play. And Jenkins is a Canadian. Am I
from Chatham, Ontario.
Chatham, Ontario.
Canada. Outside of Detroit.
Near Windsor?
About 50 miles outside of, yes, outside of Windsor.
Okay.
Ontario, Canada.
I'll never get used to that. Struck him out. Now, there was a beautiful change of pace that got Henderson. And listen to the crowd.
First baseman number 23, Don Mattingly.
All right, here's Mattingly, who got a gift base hit when his hard ground ball hit the seam there at first base where the dirt meets the carpet and bounced over the first baseman's head. And a hard grounder right at Garcia. 2 men out. And now Dave Winfield.
Number 31, Dave Winfield.
Dave's had a rough series. He had a base hit and an RBI in yesterday's game. But he's been hitting a lot of ground balls, and mostly to the shortstop. A couple of the third basemen. He hasn't been able to get the ball up in the air the way he liked. Strike one. I'd say they better be cutting and slashing, White, from the time they leave the dugout. Everybody's got a plane to catch. Oh, that is a beautiful, I don't know what it is, fork ball, split-fingered or change or...
Well, Al Widmar, the pitching coach for the Blue Jays, teaches a good changeup. It's probably a change that's going down.
Boy, that is a dandy. He struck out Henderson on it. Oh, he just did lay off. Tough pitch. Two out, nobody on here in the top of the second. Yanks lead 3-0. Strike three. That fooled Winfield completely on the inside corner. 3 up, 3 down, end of an inning and a half. It is the Yankees 3, the Blue Jays nothing, and we're now going to pause for station identification. All right, we get ready to go in the bottom of the second with the Yankees leading 3-0 and Phil Necro going for win number 300. And he's off to a pretty good start. He struck out 2 of the 3 men he faced, and here is Cecil Fielder, the first baseman for the Blue Jays. Ball one. A lot of people drown their sorrows in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. 2-0. Going to be a while before you can get over that double blow. The Mets and Yankees both be eliminated on the same day. Low, 3-0. Strike one, 3-1. Fielder's batting .306. Has 4 doubles, 4 homers, and 16 runs batted in. Pulled foul, full count, 3-2.
They might as well throw the right-handers a fastball, let him hit the ball left field.
Boy, as hard as they want. This kid is strong. Of his 22 hits, we told you 4 doubles, 4 home runs. He threw him the fast. Ooh, was over the plate, had to be a little low. And that's the first base runner for Toronto.
The designated hitter.
Necro trying to keep the hand warm, blowing on it. They're allowing the both pitchers to do that on the mound. Normally that would be a ball right away if you didn't walk off the dirt portion of the mound. Here's Jeff Burrows. Oh, I thought you were coming over to give me a shoe shine here or something. You got a little heater. A little electric heater.
Oh, they're taking care of the Scuda.
Yeah, but it's not plugged in. Not getting any heat. You going to plug it in? Jeff Burroughs has the count of 1-1. This guy is strong. Batting .257. 6 homers, 28 runs batted in. And boy, I tell you, anything close is a strike today, and that's 1-2. What's this? Now that is not a strike. That was nowhere near the plate at any time in its flight. The flight plan up, and he rips just foul. Well, that's one of the few guys that have timed that.
Well, Burroughs waits a good while, and you can't. I don't believe Niekro's going to be able to get away with that knuckleballer with Burroughs because he doesn't take that long step.
You know, you're right, Bill. He doesn't have that big hitch with his bat. Watch this.
He's just got a good quick
Right,
bat.
just
See
got
him wait?
the bat. Oh man, is he waiting?
Yep.
Yes, sir, and just foul. Outside.
Well, they're even.
Yeah, that was much better than the other one.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Yanks leading 3-0. That's 3-2 now. Nobody out. And that's fouled back out of play. So Niekro gets a new ball. Short lead by Fielder at first base. Double play ball. Meacham to Randolph. The Mattingly double play. And that was a fastball again. So Niekro could have a picnic today.
Here it is again. Ball's down. Burroughs bounces it to Meacham. Neither Burroughs nor Fielder run well. Yankees had plenty of time to turn this double play, and they made it easily.
Oh, yeah, they had them both out by a lot. So it's 2 out, and here's Kelly Gruber. Gruber batting .300. He's been about 10 times 3 hits. No extra base hits. 1 run batted in. Little pop-up. Willie Randolph will put it away as the wind got a hold of it. Nothing across, and at the end of 2, it's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays nothing.
Well, that's Joe Niekro watching his brother now, who is on the bench. Joe also a knuckleballer, but he has a couple other pitches. Phil basically a knuckleball fastball pitcher. But Joseph can throw a hard knuckler, a little slider, a little curveball.
All right, he did win a big ball game for the Yankees in this last week of play. Don Baylor walked and scored his first time up and takes the ball. It's a good day to get that wave going. Keep you warm up here. I'd say it. 3 days really been cold and windy. Line to center field, and Shepard comes on a one-handed. 1 away.
What's the astronaut, Shepard?
I saw him on TV last night. Alan Shepard.
Alan Shepard, that's right.
He was on TV last night on The Rich and the Famous.
He's become rich and famous?
Oh, well, you know he got famous for walking on the moon.
Most of those guys also got rich.
He got rich. I think he brought some moon drops back, or moon dust. The batter is Andre Robertson, who reached on an error and scored. That error opened the gates for 3 unearned runs against Cerruti. Strike 1. Fly to right center field. And Lou Thornton over makes the catch. 2 men out. That'll bring up Willie Randolph, who was hit with a pitch. With the bases loaded, got credit for an RBI. Strange way to get the game-winning RBI if this lead holds up. I believe they're going to get rid of that statistic next year, White. I have talked to more people who think it's a worthless statistic.
Category, right?
Category, right.
Well,
but do you know, and I talked to some people in the front office, that the agents and lawyers use that when they bargain for the next year's salary?
Game-winning runs batted in.
Unbelievable.
Well, Don Mattingly leads the American League now in game-winning runs batted in with 21.
Yeah.
Dave Winfield has 19.
But actually, neither one of those two need that for bargaining purposes.
Well, Mattingly might.
You think so?
Sure.
Well, I know you can use all the
That's
ammunition.
another category.
Yep. All right.
Whatever it means.
One of these days, I'm going to say something that White's going to agree with me.
Now, wait a minute. If you're Mattingly's agent, you'd forget that he led the American League in game-winning runs.
No.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I know you're right. I'm just saying one of these days, I'm going to come up with a statement where you have no comeback.
One of these days, you're going to come up with a correct statement.
There, you're right. Then okay. The count is 2 balls and a strike. And ball 4 to Willie Randolph. That's the 3rd walk given up by Cerruti. What does that name Cerruti remind me of?
46, Henry Cotto.
Cerruti. I'm trying. Yeah, they used to call cigars, but that's cheroot. Cheroot. No, that's not it. Cerruti.
Well, Cora's taken Italian. Ask her.
I'm going to ask her. You're right,
because
White.
you don't understand it.
No. Henry Cotto, who singled a drive in 2 runs in the 1st inning. The thing is, White, that I understand it, but I can't speak it. High pop. Thornton, the right fielder. Makes the catch. Nothing across. A man left at the end of 2.5. It's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays nothing.
Well, Yankees leading the Blue Jays 3-0. So far, Necro has not allowed a base hit. He struck out 2, walked 1. He's only pitched to 6 men as Jeff Burrows bounced into a double play in the 2nd. He'll pitch to the bottom 3rd of the Blue Jay lineup. In the bottom of the 3rd, Ron Shepard, the center fielder, Jeff Herron, the catcher, and then Manny Lee, the shortstop. Phil?
All right, William, and Shepard is batting 125. Been about 32 times with 4 base hits, 2 doubles, and 1 run batted in, and takes the strike. Knuckleball got him. Nothing in 2. Sun trying to break out here. Boy, I'd say this weather has been something. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Center field, and Henderson had to go back a little bit. That ball was hit well, 1 away.
The catcher,
I'll bring up
54,
Jeff Herron. Aaron hitting .250. He's only been about 4 times with 1 hit. No extra base hits, no RBIs. And now Dave Winfield wants his sunglasses. Told you the sun was starting to pop out. Gene Monahan had to give them to him. There goes Big Dave. One out, nobody on, 3-0. The Yankees are leading. Outside. And that's hit well, but
Cottle better hurry.
Hey, boy, did that wind hold that up.
Yeah.
2 men are out.
Shortstop, number 4, Manny Lee.
I think Bobby Meacham thought there were 3 out that time. Take a look at it. Boy, that wind really holds it up.
Yeah. Actually, Cotto could play right there in left field. In fact,
Yes.
that's where he's playing now. He's moved in shallow left field. He went back to where his cap had fallen. He's going to play right there.
As a balloon on the field.
It's about as shallow as you'll ever see a left fielder play.
Yep. Oh, nice play by Mattingly to Neek. Look at that Negro. Boy, I said the old timer got over there. All right, Bill Wyatt and Spencer Ross going to carry you along. At the end of 3, it's the Yankees 3 and the Blue Jays nothing.
So we're playing the 4th inning, and the Yankees have given Phil Niekro a 3-0 lead. They got all 3 runs in the top half of the 1st inning on just 2 base hits, as John Cerruti did not get much help. We look at some kids out in center field having some fun, I suppose. Spencer Ross, no shirts on, and it's 11 degrees, what here, centigrade?
11 degrees Celsius. So
Celsius.
Let's see, we figured out yesterday. You double that.
Well, you figured it out.
22. Then you add 32. That makes it 54. Subtract 1. It's 53 degrees, I think.
Well, they're getting a little sun out there in center field anyway and keeping warm, leading some cheers. The count on Weiniger is a strike, and that's foul. It's 2 strikes. Or is it 1-1? A ball and a strike on Butch Weiniger. It'll be Weiniger, Meacham, and Henderson for the Yankees in the 4th inning. Butch in the 1st inning walked. He's a .225, 5 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Down the right side, slicing foul in the seats. 1-2.
Strange weather here, isn't it? It's like you get 2 or 3 days worth in one day. You know, you get
Well, you're right here on the lake. What's that lake over there, Ontario?
Lake Ontario. Get a little sun. You're not happy with that? We'll give you a little rain. Want some clouds? Wait a while.
1-2 on Weiniger. Just a bit low. Two and 2.
Tough answer, Rudy. I got first major league start. You got to be a little bit nervous.
Ball 3. Well, he hit Randolph with the bases loaded, but as Phil mentioned earlier, had the Blue Jays made a couple of plays behind Cerruti, the score would be 0-0.
Damaso Garcia threw a ball away, which opened the doors for 3 runs.
And the bat bouncer over fielder's head hit by Mattingly. Slow reaction by the Blue Jay first baseman. 3-2 now on Butch Weiniger. Popped up. The shortstop will make the play because the wind will bring the ball back to him. And that's the shortstop, Manny Lee, for the first out.
The shortstop, number 20, Bobby Meacham.
Here's Bobby Meacham. Meacham fly to center field. Yankees sent 9 men to the plate in the 1st inning, scored 3 times. And Bobby Meacham, the 9th man, made the 3rd out. Meacham at 220, 1 home run, 47 runs batted in. The Yankees next year would like Meacham to hit about 30 or 40 points more as he takes a strike. Been bothered most of the year by a sore hand, hurt it in Texas early in the year. Strike 2 on Bobby Meacham. Still 0-2. Cardinals have won more games than anybody in the Big East this year. They have 102 wins. Toronto has 99. The Mets 98. The Yankees 96. Meacham down on strikes for the second out. And the let's see, that's the second strikeout for Cerruti. Third strikeout for
The
Cerruti.
center fielder, number 24, Ricky Henderson.
He got Henderson in the second. He got Winfield in the second, and Meacham here in the fourth. And here is Ricky Henderson. He's flied to left and struck out.
Yeah, Cerruti hasn't given up a base hit since the first inning. The 2-run single by Henry Cotto.
A strike to Henderson. One on Henderson. To left, and Leach makes a fine play. Rick Leach diving for out number 3, robbing Henderson of at least a double. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. After 3.5 innings of play, the Yankees 3, the Blue Jays nothing.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Yankees holding on to a 3-0 lead. We've talked about Rick Leach. He was a quarterback in college. He looks like a wide receiver right here. Diving grab to take a base hit away from Ricky Henderson to close out the top of the fourth. Super fielding play, Bill.
Excellent fielding play. Here's Damaso Garcia fouling it back and out of play. Final game of the season for both teams. Blue Jays have already clinched. Today's story, Phil Niekro looking for his 300th. And to left, Cotto. One away. Garcia is now 0 for 2. He's flied to center. Now he's flied to left. Participating advertisers in New York Yankee baseball are the people of Eastern Airlines, official airline of the New York Yankees. They earn their wings every day. And Con Edison, serving New York and Westchester. And here's the fellow who made that fine catch on Ricky Henderson. Rick Leach struck out on that change-up knuckleball in the first inning. It was Niekro's 3,193rd strikeout and moved him past Fergie Jenkins into 7th place on the all-time strikeout list.
It's not often you'll see a ball player go back to the bench after striking out with a smile on his face, but he couldn't help but laugh in that little blooper pitch, and then Niekro got Thornton on the same pitch.
3-0 here on Rick Leach. Low ball 4, lost him. Second walk given up by Niekro. He walked Fielder leading off the second inning, but got Burroughs to bounce into a double play. Now Leach at first base with 1 away, and Lou Thornton's a batter.
Number 28, Lou Thornton.
Niekro struck him out in the first. That same change knuckleball, and it's outside, ball 1. On Thornton. Well, the playoffs, championship Chip Series, I guess they call it. This might be playable. Nope, it'll be back in the seats. No chance for Butch Weininger. We'll start here on Tuesday. Well, that'll give both teams ample time to choose their starting pitchers. Wonder if they'll use Dave Stieb here in the opener for the Blue Jays.
I think they will, and I think Dick Howes is going to use Charlie Lebrand.
Left-hander.
Game 1.
Into center field. Henderson, 2 outs.
Man throws you a pitch like that, Bill, and after you fly out or after you miss it,
First baseman, number
you want
23,
it back again, don't you?
Fielder.
That little changeup like that.
Well, I tell you though, the knuckleball's tough. The knuckleball is tough to hit. It just dances around. You want to hit it hard someplace. And Cecil Fielder's batting. He walked in the second. There are 2 outs. A man at first base. Yankees leading 3-0 in the bottom half of the 4th inning. What disturbs you more than anything is to, especially with men on base, is to not get a good cut. A check swing bouncer to somebody. When you try to stop the bat, you make it out. 2 balls, no strikes on Fielder. Cuts it off, and Leach will have to hold at third base. Had Henderson not gotten that ball, it would have gone to the wall, and Leach would have scored.
And Henderson came over on that ball straight across instead of going at it at an angle, and it very nearly did get by him. And it just got by Willie Randolph here at second base. The first base hit of the ball game for the Blue Jays. Now watch Henderson come over. Well, he's out of the picture right now, but he came over straight and had to make a very tough play on it. And it is now first and third with 2 men out.
Jeff Burrows bounced into a double play in the second. It's a strike on Burrows. Jeff Burrows had been doing a lot of DHing for the Blue Jays, but they weren't getting much production out of him, so they went out and got Al Oliver. And they also got Cliff Johnson. And Burrows was sort of forgotten, but he's in here this afternoon, and it's a ball and a strike on Jeff Burrows.
That's one thing about this ball club. As we look at Leach down at third base, they made changes. Matuzak and Burrows weren't doing the job. They came up with some good young pitchers.
The one thing they're going to have to think about, though, next year, and I'm sure right now they're not worried about next year. They're only worried about the Royals coming in here on Tuesday. Will Dennis Lamb be 11-0 next year? And will Tom Filer be 7-0?
That's right. Those are tough numbers to repeat.
On the other hand, they might think that Steve is not a 14-13 pitcher either.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Jeff Burrows. And he struck him out, and that'll retire the side. No runs, a base hit, 2 men left on base, and at the end of 4, the Yankees lead the Blue Jays 3-0.
Today's Yankees-Toronto game is being made available at WPIX, courtesy of Sports Channel. And we've got a new pitcher in the ball game for the Toronto Blue Jays as we start the 5th inning. John Cerruti went 4 innings, gave up only 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 3, hit a batter, and gave up 3 runs, all unearned. And Jim Acker comes on to make his 61st relief appearance of the season. And he will face Don Mattingly, Dave Winfield, and Don Baylor. Acker comes into the game with a record of 7-2, Bill.
And Mattingly has a single and a bounce out. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Batting .320. 34 home runs. And he is the new RBI leader in the American League, 144, and has a base hit here in front of the center fielder, Ron Shepard. So Mattingly's second base hit, his first hit, a bad hop bouncer over Cecil Fielder's head at first base. Here's Dave Winfield, who's bounced back to the mound and struck out. Winfield is 0 for 2. Winfield, another excellent year. 26 home runs, 114 runs batted in. The Yankees are going to have to do something about the bottom part of their batting order. They're going to have to get more production from that bottom part of the batting order. Majority of work done by Mattingly with 144 runs batted in, Winfield 114, Baylor 91, and then Henderson 72 from the leadoff position. Then a big drop.
Big drop off.
Of course, Griffey has 60-some. Slow bouncer, foul off third.
Thus, Griffey has been most often utilized in the number 2 spot in the Yankee batting order. Mattingly in that spot today with a left-hander starting in the ball game, and Henry Cotto playing left field.
Well, Griffey ended up with 69. Then Pags with 60. But I think they would probably like to get at least 20 more from left field and maybe from third base. Pagliarulo, he can get 80 or 90 RBIs. That would be quite helpful for the Yankees. 1-2 on Dave Winfield. Third, Pagliarulo has 60 runs batted in, Andre Robertson 17, and Dale Berra 8. Is that about 85 from third base?
Yeah.
Winfield could not get the breaking ball from Acker, and he goes down on strikes for the second time in the ball game, and there's one away.
I think as time goes on, Pagliarulo's still a young player. I think he could be an 80, 85 RBI a year man. This year with the, as you said, 60, 18 home runs.
Don Baylor walked and scored and fly to center field. He takes the strike. Well, Meacham obviously is going to have to add 20, 30, 40. What you'd like to have him add 20 or 30 or 40 points to his average.
Can't buy that in the store, though.
No? Well, you can make some adjustments with the bat. He's a switch hitter, which is a positive thing. He has good speed, which helps. He's got to get the bat on the ball a little bit more. Meacham this year has struck out 101 times. That's an awful lot for a guy who doesn't hit the long ball. So he's got to make contact more. That's foul.
Bobby did have that tough stretch when he suffered that injury and was unable to switch it for a period of time. And that dropped his average way down.
Well, the other problem, too, is behind the plate. Butch Weininger can become a free agent. Ron Hasse obviously had an outstanding year filling in for Weininger. That's a foul ball off third on Baylor. The count's still 0-2, and Mattingly will go back to first base with one away. We're in the 5th inning, and the Yankees are leading 3-0. But should Weininger decide not to come back, the Yankees obviously are going to have to find a competent first-string catcher.
Well, they're sending Scott Bradley. They're sending Scott Bradley to the Winter League, and Bradley could just very well become that second catcher for the New York Yankees.
The left field, of course, the wind will catch it. Rick Leach calling, and he will also catch it. And there are 2 outs.
And again, it's tough to see on the screen back home, but when that ball is hit up high into the air to left field, you can literally just see it hit an invisible wall as it begins to go out and be held up, as it does right here, and Rick Leach makes the routine play for the second out.
And Mike Pagliarulo, we've just finished talking about him. As we look at the wind blowing toward right field, Pagliarulo will bat for Andre Robertson here in the 5th inning. Mattingly at first base. There are 2 outs now. And that's a ball from Acker. John Cerruti started. He went 3 innings, gave up 3 runs on just 2 base hits, struck out 3 Yankees and walked 3. And of course, he's a pitcher of record. Deep right, you can forget it with that wind blowing. That's gone. Mike Pagliarulo has just hit his 19th home run of the year. A 2-run shot. The Yankees now lead 5-0.
And fans, you know what happens every time a Yankee hits a home run. Hey, Mike Pagliarulo, this bud's for you. So Pagliarulo comes on for Andre Robertson. Home run number 19, RBI 61 and 62. And the Yankees have now opened up a 5-0 lead over the Blue Jays. Watch it again. That pitch tails in over the center of the plate, and Pagliarulo takes it deep to right field. Wind helps a bit, but even without the wind, that's home run country. And a big shot for Pagliarulo, and a bit more leverage for Phil Niekro.
And Willie Randolph just fouled the first pitch off. Randolph was hit by a pitch in the first inning with the bases loaded, so he got his 40th run batted in, and he walked in the third. So he has not been at bat officially yet. Yankees now leading 5-0. A bit low, 1-1. Two outs, nobody on. Yankees 5, Blue Jays nothing. That's high, 2-1. And a strike on Willie Randolph. And ball 4. Randolph walks for the second time in the game. First walk given up by Acker.
The left fielder, number
And that'll
46.
bring up Henry Cotto, the left fielder. Cotto singled in 2 runs in the first, fly to right field in the third. Cotto has been up 54 times. Randolph will steal second base. Cotto's been up 54 times now. He has 16 base hits. Let's watch this again. Randolph on the move.
Gets a good jump and easily steals his 16th base of the season. As the throw comes down to second. So Randolph in scoring position with 2 men out here in the top of the 5th inning.
Breaking ball is low. 1-1 on Cotto. Cotto, of course, spent some time at Columbus. Perforated air drum. I think the Yankees would have liked to have had him all year. Fouled back to fill in. Spell Henderson in center field once in a while. Play left field against some left-handers. 1-2 on Cotto. Yankees also had Vic Mata down in Columbus. He looked good in the short time he has been called up. High, 2-2 on Henry Cotto. Manny Lee at short. He's got a long throw to make, and he makes it in time, and that'll retire the side. The Yankees pick up 2 runs on the 2-run home run by Mike Pagliarulo, and at the end of 4 1/2, the Yankees lead the Blue Jays 5-0.
This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and WPIX, intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game or any segment thereof without the express written consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Yankees 5, Blue Jays nothing. Phil Niekro has limited Toronto to about 1 base hit, a Cecil Fielder single in the 4th inning. And he will face Kelly Gruber, Ron Shepard, and Jeff Herron here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bill?
And Gruber's been up once, and he's popped to second base. And the ball outside.
Mike Pagliarulo in at third base now, stays there after pinch hitting for Robertson and smacking the home run.
Come on, Kelly, get the shoulder out.
That'll be caught by Mattingly. Little looping line drive to Don Mattingly for the first out.
Yankees make another defensive change. Dan Pasqua goes out to left field with the right-hander Jim Acker in the ball game. And Henry Cotto moves to center field. So Ricky Henderson has played his final game of the 1985 season for the New York Yankees.
This is Ron Shepard, the center fielder. He flied to Henderson in center field in the third. So the Yankee outfield now has Pasqua in left, Cotto in center, and Dave Winfield out in right field. This is popped up down the left field line. Palirulo in foul ground for out number 2. Shepard fouling to the Yankee third baseman.
The defensive changes for the Yankees. Mike Palirulo remains in the game to play third base. Now playing left field, number 21, Dan Pasqua.
Here's the catcher, Jeff Herron. He's been up once and flied to left.
Jeff Herron.
Yankees 5 runs, 4 hits. They've played airless baseball. The Blue Jays no runs on 1 base hit off Phil Niekro, and they've made 1 error. A ball to Herron. The error charge to Blue Jays second baseman Damaso Garcia opened the gates for 3 Yankee runs in the first inning. Straightaway center, Cotto is there, and that'll retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. We played 5. The Yankees 5, Blue Jays nothing.
Top of the 6th inning, the Yankees will send Butch Weiniger, Bobby Meacham, and Dan Pasqua to the plate. Pasqua going into the ball game as a replacement, in effect, for Ricky Henderson, with Cotto moving to center field. So Dan Pasqua pushed into the leadoff spot in the Yankee batting order. Yankees lead in the ball game 5-0. Phil Niekro shooting for career victory number 300 on the closing day of the 1985 baseball season here in Toronto. Yankees coming up with 3 in the first, 2 more in the 5th, and Weiniger will lead it off against Jim Acker, Bill.
And Weiniger has walked Spencer, and he's popped to short. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, and takes inside ball 1. Weiniger batting right-handed against the starter Cerruti. He turns around. He's in left-handed against Acker. And the Blue Jays have another right-hander loosening up. Looks like Bobby Cox will let these people each pitch 3 innings. That's Bill Cottle. He's been sort of lost here.
Yeah, he is fallen out of favor.
2-0 on Weiniger. And it's 2-1.
He could afford that luxury, Cox, too, after Tom Henke came along and did what he did.
Well, so did Dennis Lamp.
Yeah.
Lamp and Acker. Acker did a great job early, Jim Acker, and then Lamp came on. Henke, you mentioned, although he lost the ball game when he gave up the Weiniger home run, and the ball dropped by Mosby in the opening game of this series. Right to fielder. Little toss to Acker. Weiniger's the first out in the 6th.
You know, to be a relief pitcher and be 11-0 as Dennis Lamp is, it's really a matter of kind of being in the right place at the right time often. And I'm just figuring it out, Bill. His 11 wins, he's pitched 22 1/3 innings in those 11 wins. He's given up 21 hits and 7 runs. So his earned run average, a little under 3, about a hit an inning. But the Blue Jays have come from behind in late innings to win ball games for him.
Yeah. Meacham takes a strike. As I mentioned earlier, you wonder, can this happen again? It happened last year with Arturo Lopez with the Tigers. He had a, what was he, about 14-1 or 14-0 or something like that. And this year, Senior Smoke is having a lot of problems.
The fire went out.
It's a ball and a strike on Bobby Meacham. Meacham's flied to center field and struck out. And that's a strike. It's 1-2. Of course, the Yankees have a decision to make about their bullpen. Do you keep Dave Righetti out there, or do you make him a starter?
I think Rod Scurry could help to make that decision, perhaps.
Well, Brian Fisher also bounced to Garcia at second base. He'll have to wait on fielder, and they just nipped Meacham. That's a close play at first base. And there are 2 outs.
Well, he who hesitates, and in this case it was Damaso Garcia, was nearly lost because he took a little bit too much time right here on this routine ground ball.
Well, he had to wait for Fielder to get there.
Yeah, just in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Fisher, the right-hander, and the left-hander at this point, Righetti, out of the bullpen.
Dan Pasqua takes a strike. Pasqua batting in the leadoff spot, went out to play left field and moved Cotto to center field last inning. Out of play. Pasqua batting .212. He has 9 home runs, 25 runs batted in. He's been at bat 146 times, 31 base hits. 13 of those base hits for extra bases, 3 doubles and a triple. Most valuable player in the International League, also a Rookie of the Year in the International League at Columbus. And Pasqua goes down on strikes, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down after 5.5 innings of play. The Yankees lead the Blue Jays 5-0.
We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Yankees holding on to a 5-0 lead for Phil Niekro in search of career victory number 300. And Niekro has limited the Blue Jays to but 1 base hit. He has walked 2 through the first 5 innings.
Number 4,
Niekro with a record of 15-12 in the season. He has already moved ahead of Ferguson Jenkins and into 7th place in the all-time strikeout list. And he'll face Manny Lee, Damaso Garcia, and Rick Leach. Bill.
All right, Spencer. Manny Lee has bounced to Mattingly at first base. His only time up against Phil Niekro. And he takes a knuckleball high. Yankees leading 5-0, bottom of the 6th. Into left field on near the line. Pasqua in foul ground, will not get it. It'll bounce into the seats. 1-1. Understand you're going down to interview Niekro should he win this ball game, Spencer.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting moment. Of course, a little premature right now, but the way he's going along right now, and the Yankees with a 5-run lead, that'll be an exciting day for the 46-year-older.
It's wide, a ball and a strike on Manny Lee.
You know, Niekro had
2 balls and a strike. I'm sorry.
Niekro had that tough stretch midway through the season, then turned it around, won 8 of his next 9. And over the last 2 years, Niekro with 31 victories for the New York Yankees.
Take a look.
3-1.
Have an eye, Manny. Have an eye now.
And ball 4. So Manny Lee walks, leading off the 6th. 3rd walk given up by Niekro.
the second baseman, number 7, Damaso Garcia.
He has also struck out 3, and here's Damaso Garcia. Damaso has flied to center field, flied to left. He's 0 for 2. Batting at .282. A lot of the Blue Jay fans feel that Garcia has been their most valuable player this year. A lot of talk about the shortstop, Fernandez, the left fielder, George Bell. It's 2-0 on Garcia. It might be 2. Meacham, no. Damaso runs well. They'll not. Yeah, they get him. Garcia They got him easily for the double play. 6-4-3, and they're 2 outs.
Second double play turned around by the Yankees following a base on ball. Meacham gets rid of this ball quickly. And Willie Randolph, who can pivot at second base with the best of them. It's a good throw over to Mattingly to double up Garcia. And there are 2 men out here in the 6th inning. Good double play by the Yankees. Guess there can't be anything like a bad double play, but that was a good turn.
Rick Leach has struck out and he's walked. He's 0 for 1. And he takes high ball 1. Yankees leading 5-0. Niekro breezing along here in the 6th inning with 2 outs, nobody on. That's 2-0. Spencer Ross, I think, is our last time working together here in 1985, and we've enjoyed working with you, and it's been, I think, for the Yankees a good season, despite the fact the Blue Jays simply won a couple more games than they did win.
Well, you come down to the next to last day of the season, you're still in it. I think it has to be termed a good one, nearly 100 victories, and I just want to echo that. It's been a pleasure working alongside you and Phil this year. A lot of fun for me, and the help you've given the rookie this year has been well appreciated.
No, you're not a rookie. You're a veteran of this business. It's 3-2. It's been enjoyable for everybody, I think, concerned with Yankee baseball.
Well, thank you, Bill.
Picks, fans, I believe. Well, Mr. Leach just goes down on strikes, and that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Spencer Ross will carry you along at the end of 6. The Yankees 5, the Blue Jays nothing.
Bill Caudle will come on to pitch the 7th inning for the Toronto Blue Jays. Caudle making his 67th appearance of the year, an earned run average of 2.81. In 67 1/3 innings, he's given up 51 base hits. And 1 defensive change for the Blue Jays as we start this 7th inning. Garth Orge has gone in at second base to replace Damaso Garcia. Caudle, who the Blue Jays felt was their big acquisition during the offseason to help them in the bullpen. But other people wound up helping perhaps more. People like Tom Henke, people like Jim Acker early in the year. Dennis Lamp is a very strong middleman. And Caudle got off to a very slow start, and then turned the season around somewhat. But in the latter stages of the year, he became a forgotten man. 7th inning here. Don Mattingly to lead it off. Mattingly 2 for 3 this afternoon. Single to right, and then single to right center in the 5th inning after bouncing out. Foul ball, strike 1. Yankees got 3 in the 1st, 2 more on a Mike Pagliarulo home run. In the 5th inning, Pagliarulo pinch hitting for Andre Robertson. Fouled away into the Blue Jay dugout. And the count is 0-2. Don Mattingly, American League doubles champion, RBI champion, extra base hit champion, total base champion. And another base hit for Mattingly, his 3rd of the ball game. A clean single to center field. So Mattingly leads it off against Caudle with a base hit.
The right fielder, number 31, Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield will step in for Mattingly. It increases his season total now to 210 base hits. First Yankee to have back-to-back 200-hit seasons since Joe DiMaggio, 1936 and 37. Winfield takes a strike. Winfield, the first Yankee to score 100 runs in back-to-back years since Mickey Mantle in 1960 and 61. Popped up, could be playable. It'll go out of play. And another Joe DiMaggio mark. DiMaggio in 1941 and 42 drove home 100 runs and scored 100 runs. And Winfield, the first to accomplish that feat since Joe D in 41 and 42. Cerruti struck out Winfield in the second, and Acker got him in the fifth. That just split right in half. The count remains 0-2. And that's what you call a broken back. Top of the seventh, Yankees 5 runs, 5 hits. As we watch it again, the bat just splits. Blue Jays have had only 1 base hit in this ball game off Phil Niekro. Outside. 1-2. Mattingly with a leadoff single here in the 7th, away from first. Fouled away. Count remains 1-2. Another sellout crowd here in Toronto, Ontario. Blue Jays in only their 9th year reaching the championship series. Sounded like Winfield broke the bat on that one. And the third baseman, Kelly Gruber, is there for the play. 1 man out.
The designated hitter, number 25, Don Baylor.
Don Baylor steps in. 0 for 2, walk, lined to center, and fly to left. This one fouled away. Twice this year, the Yankees battled back from 9.5 behind to close to within a game and a half of the Jays. And on the next to last day of the season, Toronto wrapping it up. Great season for Toronto. Disappointment, yes, for the Yankees in not winning. They can hold their heads high with 96 victories. Inside. Bill Caudle. The third Blue Jay pitcher of the afternoon. 9-7 last year at Oakland with 36 saves. That's fouled away. out here in the top of the 7th. Yankees lead 5-0. Gruber may have a play, and it'll drip back some 4 or 5 rows. The Negro brothers. Joe seems a little tired, a little bit of a yawn. 44,422 on hand here today. Left field. Rick Leach is there. And they're a 2 men away. Between the Negro brothers, 503 career victories, and the Perry brothers.
How many behind them?
529. So at the end of the ball game, Phil Rizzuto has just joined us. I'm just going to ask Phil Niekro if he thinks he may contribute any more to the Negro brothers total.
I can tell you right now he will.
Yeah, we
He'll
hope
be
so.
managing in Atlanta next year.
You say that.
I say that's my just a gut feeling I have.
Pagliarulo homered in his last at bat. Shepard is there. Side retired. Yankees get a leadoff base hit. They leave 1, and through 6.5. It's New York 5, and the Blue Jays nothing. Here we go in the bottom of the 7th inning. Phil Niekro working on a 1-hit shutout. Phil Niekro 9 outs away from becoming the 18th pitcher in baseball history to record 300 victories. He will face Lou Thornton, Cecil Fielder, and Jeff Burroughs. Thornton has struck out swinging and flying to center. He's 0 for 2. Ball 1. Niekro struck out 4. He's walked 3. Got him on the knuckleball, 1-1. You overswinging that knuckle, you're in trouble, Scooter.
Oh, yes.
2-1.
I think Niekro would love this kind of weather, Spencer, to pitch in all year long, because he can throw more fastballs than he's ever thrown in one game. None of the right-handers are going to hit it out of the park on him.
Falls behind now, 3-1. Twice following bases on balls, Niekro has gotten a Blue Jay to bounce into a 6-4-3 double play. 3-2, full count. They said to Don Mattingly, like the Frank Sinatra song, it's been a very good year. Don said he thinks he remembers that
Yeah, I remember
song.
that. I don't think he does.
Well, it has been 96 wins for the Yankees. Meacham at shortstop. And there's 1 man away. Of course, the bottom line, the disappointment of not winning the American League Eastern Division title, but the Yankees can hold their heads up high.
Oh, boy, and this is a big ball game. I mean, Phil Niekro going for number 300. It would have been something, wouldn't it, Spencer? This had been the final game of the year, which it is, but going in tie.
Shooting for the tie.
And, of course, they wouldn't have had this lineup in, but, I mean, what it would have meant, the 300th win and whoever wins the divisional title.
Cecil Fielder takes a strike. He has the game's only base hit. Hit a hard-hit ground ball to the right of Willie Randolph. Randolph dove for it, just couldn't come up with it. And Niekro is ahead of him now, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. just want to take this opportunity as this ball is going to curve foul. Tell you how enjoyable it's been for me to work alongside of you. And
that's right. This is the last game. Yeah, it's been great, Spence. Of course, we have had a little experience before together.
Yes, about a decade ago.
Yes.
10 years ago.
Yep.
And it was fun then, and it's been fun during this season.
Very exciting, and you know, Yankees found a lot of positive things they can look for next year. Get a little bit more pitching.
But a lot of things that were expected. Mattingly, Winfield, people of that nature. But Brian Fisher came through.
Oh, boy, that was a big plus.
Rod Scurry could be a very, very big factor in this ball club next season. The way
they say that they're in the National League. What bothered him was he had trouble getting that curve over. But that last game he pitched.
Well, he had that season 3 years ago. He did get it over.
Yeah.
Al Oliver says he's the best left-handed pitcher he's ever faced. There's that little Ephus pitch, and Mattingly will outrace Fielder to the bag for the second out. Two men away. Bottom of the seventh. 5-0 Yankees.
The designated hitter, number 44.
46-year-old Phil Niekro. Some of the records Niekro has set. Winning 15 games at the age of 46 is a major league record. That's a foul ball. Jack Quinn won 9 games at the age of 46 for Philadelphia. Niekro, while not quite doubling that, has 15 at the age of 46. Count to Jeff Burrows, 0-1. Bounced into a double play and struck out. Outside. Side of Fielder's hit. There would be double tension right here for Niekro. Possibility of a no-hitter would exist. Niekro did throw on in August of 1973 against San Diego. And that's a fair ball, so that's the second base hit. Pasqua. The throw into second, and Burrows is in.
I want to tell you, if this were a closer ball game, there'd have been an argument on that play. Burrows thought he had it easily, and what a throw by Pasqua. And a late slide by Burrows, and I'd say that ball did beat him there, but umpire called him safe.
The third baseman, number 17, Kelly Gruber.
Get another look at her. Boy, that's right down the line. And Pasqua plays it off the wall. Wheels and throws right on the money. Well, he's got it. Said it was a bad. He started to slide a little soon.
Yeah.
He kind of slowed up.
And this is Kelly Gruber. And he fouls it away. Count to Gruber is 1-1. Gruber's 0 for 2. Pop to Randolph, and then a little humpback line drive to Don Mattingly.
Have you been smelling a wonderful aroma that's sort of like soup that keeps wafting through the air?
Wafting?
I don't know. It's just getting to me. I'm starving and I'm cold and over there, this huckleberry from Toronto, Ontario, Canada,
yes,
is eating a hot dog with sauerkraut,
everything,
with onions, with relish, with mustard, with ketchup.
You hungry?
He's trying to tell me that's the smell. No.
Could be.
Forget it. That's Nightmare City for me right there. That concoction. There it is. Look at that. Show that again. Look at that's unbelievable.
One heck of a hot dog.
Eric.
Takes about 40 seconds to eat. Takes about an hour and a half to prepare. 2-2 pitch. Henry Cotto is there. The side is retired. Niekro gets through the 7th inning. He has pitched 7. He has given up 2 hits, and the Yankees lead by a score of 5-0.
All right, we get ready now for the top of the 8th. And the excitement is still, a lot of tension in that Yankee dugout. Phil Niekro going for win number 300. Joining an illustrious group who we'll give you in a little while, but here's Spencer again.
Number 30, Willie Randolph.
What's going on in the stands?
This is the time they go up for beer and to get warm.
That's right. Randolph has not had an official at bat. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the 1st inning by John Cerruti, and that scored the Yankees' first run. And he walked in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and stole his 16th base of the season. No at bats and an RBI.
That's something. It's the game-winning RBI too. If it holds up and he got hit with a pitch. I told Bill White before that I believe that statistic will go by the boards this winter.
The one I want to see incorporated in baseball is the one that, in regard to relief pitchers, as Randolph takes a strike, earned run averages can be deceiving when it comes to relief pitchers. I'd like to see an official statistic that would let you know the percentage of inherited runners that a relief pitcher allows to score.
Some clubs do that.
But I'd like to see it as an official statistic. Because that tells a heck of a lot more, I think, than ERAs.
Oh, sure. A guy come in, bases loaded, give up a base clearing triple, 3-run score, then he gets the next guys out and the rest of the guys out.
He could give up 3 base hits and have a 0-0-0 ERA, but 3 runs have scored.
Yeah.
Up high to Willie Randolph, and the count is full, 3-2. Randolph leading it off for the Yankees here in the top of the 8th. 5-0 New York. Blue Jays have been limited to 2 base hits by Phil Niekro. Ball 4, so Randolph continues his perfect day. 3rd time he's been walked, along with being hit by a pitch.
The center fielder, number 46, Henry Cotto.
First walk issued by Bill Caudle. Henry Cotto had a 2-run single in the 1st inning that followed Randolph's RBI and the being hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 3. Fouled away, strike 1. $44,422 here today. Blue Jays finished the regular season with 2,468,925, a team record.
I would imagine so. It's been a great year.
Down low.
Cordell has not had the year that they expected of him.
No, they expected big things when they got him from Oakland. He had 36 saves last year, but and Bill and I were talking. There's a hard hit
now,
ball.
If that doesn't go,
will it? We shall see. It is goodbye. Home run for Henry. It carried that time despite the win, and the Yankees have taken a 7-0 lead over the Toronto Blue Jays.
I want to tell you, fans, you know what happens every time a Yankee hits a home run. Hey, Henry Cotto, this bud's for you. But I got to eat my words again. We look, I said nobody had hit one out today, and Cotto, not noted for home runs, crushes this one. Oh, did he hit it? And you have to hit it to get it through that terrible wind.
That's 4 RBIs for Henry Cotto, and his first home run of the season. Butch Weiniger takes outside. Weiniger 0 for 2. He walked, popped up, and bounced to the first baseman. Inside corner, strike one. Talking about the Blue Jays relief pitchers, Caudle hasn't done the job, or at least they feel he hasn't, but those other youngsters, Filer, Lamp,
Henke.
Lamp
has had an unusual year. He's, what, 11-0, or he hasn't lost a game all year. I know that.
I was saying to Bill, too, it's being in the right place. To be a relief pitcher, you got to be in the right place at the right time. Getting some activity in the Blue Jays bullpen now. Got to be in the right place at the right time, because in his 11 wins, he's had 22 innings pitched, and he's given up 21 hits. So it's not an overpowering type of performance.
Not at all.
They've got Steve Davis up in the bullpen now. Cracks this one to right field. And up against the wall. Thornton with a super grab.
Wow. And unfortunately, he hit one of those solid posts, Spence, that are about maybe 6 feet apart. If he'd hit in the middle, it'd been all right, but he hit that. Man, that was a... Look at this. This is a fantastic catch, a beautiful leap, but he hits that pole. Oh. Ooh. There was no give to it right at that spot.
Either side, you're just going to bounce off.
Yep.
And Thornton, lucky that he didn't jam a shoulder, injure his shoulder in that play. And he seems to be all right. There's one man out. Bobby Meacham, 0 for 3. Fouls it away. Yankees 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors. Blue Jays, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. We're in the 8th inning. Phil Niekro gunning for career victory number 300. And stay with us. We're going to be talking to Niekro at the conclusion of this ball game. Outside for a ball. Two and 1 to Meacham. Thornton will have an easy play on this one. And they're a 2 men away. It's a universal language in baseball. If you have the name of Lou, the crowd will react to it.
Yep. It's a great name to have.
Yeah.
Left fielder number 21, Dan Pasqua.
Never have to worry about being booed.
That's right. I'll just call him my name. Dan Pasqua came on to play left field. Ricky Henderson left the ball game. Cotto went to center. And Pasqua, a short line drive to short side, retired. Yankees get 2 runs in the Cotto home run, and through 7.5. New York 7, Toronto nothing. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Phil Niekro has limited the Blue Jays to 2 base hits. A 4th inning single by Cecil Fielder, a 7th inning double by Jeff Burrows. He will face the bottom part of the Blue Jay batting order.
Blue Jays, thank you for your tremendous support during this 1980.
Niekro has walked 3. He struck out 4. His 5th attempt at career victory number 300. Of course, Niekro's future. We were talking about that. And your belief, Scooter, is he's going to be managing and pitching in Atlanta next year.
And I don't believe Phil's going to be able to tell you, because you know how they are.
Yeah, sure.
Atlanta want to break the story. And
whoa, Pagliarulo. And Shepard is the first out. What about the rumors that were circulating here in Toronto that Bobby Cox would go back to Atlanta as manager and general manager?
Did not hear that.
The catcher number 54.
Bullet right that patch. That was self-defense right there. No, I never heard that, Spence. That's very interesting.
Jeff Herron It's one of the things that makes baseball such a great game. It's not a 6-month sport. It's 12 months of the year.
Now it is, yes. It used to be a 6-month sport.
Oh, but you sit around in the winter and you talk about things like this.
No, but I mean with managers and players, they go, now it's a whole year promotion. And
so you'll take this Randolph for the easy second out. 2 men out, bottom of the 8th. Yankees 7-0 over the Blue Jays.
The shortstop, number 4.
And Manny Lee, the shortstop.
Number 16. Yes. Number 4, Manny Lee.
Manny Lee is 0 for 1. Mattingly made a good play on him to take a base hit away in the 3rd inning. And then Lee walked in the 6th inning. Negro can't get that one.
He's mad, too. He doesn't like to see a ball go through his legs like that. He prides himself, as we all know, on being a great fielder. He's lucky he doesn't get hurt with this one, though.
Oops.
Just didn't get the glove down.
So a 2-out single by Lee and Garth George made like the Terminator yesterday. Knocked Bob Shirley out of the ball game with a hard line drive. Then he nearly took Neil Allen's head off. And then he threw a cross-body block at Willie Randolph down at second base. It was called out for interference. Bobby Meacham goes the short way. The side retired. Phil Niekro needs 3 more outs to become the 18th pitcher in baseball history to record 300 wins. Stick with us. Yanks 7, Blue Jays nothing through 8.
Participating advertisers in New York Yankee baseball are your Toyota dealer and the unique 1985 Toyota van. It's a whole new movement changing the world of vans. Budweiser, for all you do, this Bud's for you. Your Tri-State Dodge dealers who invite you to test drive Poetry Motion, the 1985 Dodge Lancer, and by the New York Yankees.
The Yankees, the first baseman, number 23, Don Mattingly.
All right, that's Steve Davis, the 4th Blue Jay pitcher of the afternoon, and he'll be working to Don Mattingly. And Mattingly has batted against all 4 pitches, and if he gets a hit off Steve Davis, he'll have had a hit off each of the 4 pitches in the ballgame. He's singled against Cerruti, the starting pitcher, singled off Acker, singled off Cordell, and now leading off against Davis. Low, 1-1. Yankees lead 7-0. And a wind will not bring that back. It's in the seats. Mattingly now with 210 hits on the year. What a year he's had. Back-to-back over 200 hit years. One ball, 2 strikes. Rip foul. Boy, you can't hang a high curve to Mattingly. He'll jump all over. And that one pulled foul past Willie Horton. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Back into the seats. Whoa! That hit somebody on the head. Well, I think that hit somebody walking by. this one out of here. Holy cow. 4 for 5 for Mattingly. His 211th hit. His 35th home run and RBI number 145. What a year. And hey, fans, you know what happens every time a Yankee hits a home run? Hey, Don Mattingly, this bud's for you. I mean, that was a line drive, and that's something the Yankees did not master until today. The Blue Jays had that play down perfectly yesterday. All 3 home runs hit in that direction, and they hit hard enough to go out if they hit there, and then the wind helps them a little bit. Winfield bounces to third. Nice play by Kelly Gruber, and he throws Winfield out. Dave has really had a rough series. 0 for 5 in this one. 1 hit in the 3 games, and here's Baylor, who has walked, line to center, fly to left twice. Yankees leading 8-0. And they've made their 7 hits count. High ball 1. Henry Cotto with a single and a homer has driven in 4 runs. Randolph has driven in the game-winning run, getting hit with a pitch in the first inning with the bases loaded, and Pagliarulo a 2-run homer. And then Mattingly here with a solo homer. 2-0 the count to Baylor. Strike 1, 2-1. Well, this will mean that the St. Louis Cardinals are the only team to have won more than 100 games this year. None of the other pennant winners will have done it. Toronto, Kansas City, or the Dodgers. High fly to center, and right there, Ron Shepard. 2 men are out. And Pagliarulo will be the batter. Pags came on a pinch hit for Andre Robertson, the 5th, and homered with a man on. And then line to center field in the 7th. So Pags needs 1 more homer for a total of 20 on the year. Got off to a very slow start as far as home runs were concerned, but he has come on strong. 19 home runs. Ball 1. 2 out and nobody on. Yanks lead 8-0. And it's just about time. Yep, they're right on time. The invasion of the Seagulls are starting to come in over the broken bat. Pags will have to go back for another one.
How many would you say you got in the bag? We need more now. Add another dozen.
Here they come.
Add another dozen.
Alfred Hitchcock got his idea for the Birds right up here in Toronto. Boy, I'm telling you. There's Dave Winfield. He's always associated with Seagulls. He'll never live that one down. Throwing a ball around during the game. It hit a Seagull and killed him, and he was blamed. They said he did it on purpose. No way. Even Billy Martin was upset. He said, listen, Winfield didn't hit the cutoff man all year. How could he hit a Seagull? 2 balls and a strike on Pagliarulo. Low 3-1. Bouncer foul outside of first. Full count. It's been a tough series with this wind blowing, and the look at those Seagulls are coming lower now. Man, they're coming right down where the action is. And the fans, look at this. I would leave the field if I was out there. I mean, all of a sudden. If you hit a ball and it hits a Seagull in fair territory, it's in play. Foul just to our left. That almost got a foul ball, almost got a seagull up here. But it's happened before where a fly ball hit a seagull and the outfielder caught the ball and it was an out. Struck him out. But the Yankees pick up a run on the homer by Mattingly. Nobody left. End of 8.5. It's the Yankees 8 and the Blue Jays nothing. All right, there's Phil Niekro gunning for number 300. Lifetime wins, and all the Yankees standing in front of the dugout. The Blue Jays had their charge to the playing field. And we got 3 pitchers warming up just to get a little throwing in there out in the bullpen. But all the Yankee players, including the people in the bullpen, will be ready to run out and congratulate Niekro, as the Blue Jays did to Doyle Alexander when he pitched the clincher for the divisional title in yesterday's ball game. And Billy Martin getting on the umpires out there, but not seriously. Niekro has had some kind of a ball game. He's allowed 3 base hits, no runs, and he'll be pitching to Rick Leach, Lou Thornton, and Cecil Fielder. And Leach takes a strike. Earlier in the game, I said they better start swinging from the time they leave the bench. This inning, they better start swinging. That strike zone's going to get real big. That's too far outside. 1-1. Leach has struck out twice and walked. Two balls and a strike. Bouncer back to Niekro. And that's 1. 2 to go.
The right fielder, number 28.
Phil Niekro, he has put aside all thoughts of the 300 until the pennant was decided, and now he is excited for the first time. He said, what good is winning the game, my 300th, if we lose the game and the Yankees don't win the divisional title? Now that he can't win it, he realizes how big this is. I tell you, Lou Thornton almost stepped into that pitch. Niekro has such excellent control. Didn't think he'd throw one that close. Thornton has struck out, fly to center, popped to short, and he pops this one up, and Weiniger is there. And that's 2. 1 more to go. And Phil Niekro will join that illustrious list. And even the fans are standing rooting for Niekro. I tell you, the Toronto fans have been beautiful. They never booed our national anthem. Showed me a lot of class up here. And those Yankee fans have not given up. 2 men out. And we got a pinch hitter, Tony Fernandez, I believe, batting for Cecil Fielder. Is that Tony Fernandez down there? Anybody got good eyes up here? Yeah, okay. All right. Fielder got the first hit off Niekro, and the only hit till the 7th inning. Line to left center, and that's in for a base hit. How do you like that, Fernandez? And he stops at second base with a double. I can't believe that. Niekro just laid that ball in there, and Fernandez sliced it up the alley in left center for a double. 4th hit off Niekro. And the batter now, Jeff Burrows, who has one of the 4 hits, he doubled in the 7th, also hit into a double play and struck out. Jeff Burrows. What'd I say? Huh? Jim? Tom? All right. Jeff Burrows. 2 out. Negro almost started to take the windup. Realized there was a man on second. Not that it would have mattered that much. He'd just get an extra base. And a bouncer foul. Strike 1. By the Yankees. Joe Niekro, the brother of Phil Niekro, coming out, and he's going to have a little talk to him. And they're a couple of good actors. I don't know whether they're grooming Joe for a future managerial job. Weiniger out there listening. And look at the Yankees. Billy Martin put Joe Niekro up to that one. That is really something, and the fans get a kick out of it. Look at this. All right, I tell you, that shows you something. Yankees are not poor losers. They're hard losers, but not poor losers. Blue Jays deserved winning it. Good knuckleball, a little low, 1-1. Strikes. And it's back in a crowd, out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 pitch maybe away from win number 300. Historical moment. Yankees ready to charge out. I hope they don't try to lift Niekro up on their shoulders. At his age, he might fall. Exciting moments for the Yankees. The brothers hugging, and I want to tell you, that is really an emotional moment. Phil Niekro is really something. At 47 years of age, I mean, it's unbelievable. By the way, it's his 17th win of the year. He's lost 12, and a shutout for Niekro, a complete game. In an era when complete games are out of the ordinary. Niekro being congratulated, I tell you, he is really in 7th heaven. And the Yankees are walking out along with Niekro. So it's been a weekend to remember. Yesterday, the Blue Jays clinched the divisional title, and there was pandemonium. Today, not as much, except by the Yankee players and the fans that are here. And there are a lot of Yankee fans here. But Phil Niekro,
with no errors,
has pitched a masterful game. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Just 4 men left on base. Make that 5 with the man in the last inning. Had himself 4 strikeouts. Or 5 strikeouts. Everybody's excited down there. It doesn't make that much. The important thing was the 300th win. And he joins Early Wynn and Lefty Grove as 300 game winners. And the next man he's after will be Tom Seaver, who has 303. But our congratulations to Phil Niekro.
This is Murray Oldham speaking.
I tell you, there's a guy with perfect temperament. for an athlete. I mean, nothing bothers him. He's always ready, never complains, never alibis, kept himself in great physical condition, and is really a credit and a man to look up to for young ball players and young fans. And the Yankees were very fortunate to get this man, although as I really think that he will be with Atlanta next year. And there's still, I see Phil Niekro walking over there, and we hope
What's the tripod?
All right, let's get down to Spencer Ross and Phil Niekro.
Okay, here we are. A long time in coming. First of all, well, what did that fellow came out in the mound in ninth inning have to say to you?
You want to know if I want to walk that guy or pitch the Burrows?
Phil Niekro, 1959, you broke into professional baseball to dream of this day, and finally having it become a reality. Well, what's going through your mind right now?
Gee.
Exciting, huh?
Yeah.
It's exciting. First of all, I think the most important thing, you pitched under a lot of pressure during this past week. How's your dad doing? I know a lot of folks are very interested in that.
Gee told me he took him out of intensive care today. So.
Oh, that's even better news than 300, isn't it? You went out there, you tried 5 times, Phil, and it had to be getting you a little bit. You know, keep going out there. Your last game against Baltimore, you pitched a good ball game, but just weren't enough runs on the board by the time you left. So when you came out here today, what was going through your mind?
I didn't throw a knuckleball until the last batter at the plate today. I did not throw a knuckleball until Jeff Burrows came up to the plate, and I told Butch that we got ahead of him. I wanted to strike him out with a knuckleball. And I got the first pitch to the fastball, and I says, Butch, if I'm going to win the 300, it's going to be on a knuckleball if I strike him out. So the last pitch is a good knuckleball, and that's why I wanted to win the 300.
I'll tell you, and I've known you only during this course of this season, a day-by-day basis. You're choked up right now. I mean, I can tell this is not the normal ebullient Phil Niekro standing alongside of me. This is quite a feat, right?
Considering what's going on back home with my dad, I think, yeah, I don't think there's been a better day I could do it, really.
Well, listen, I have some more good news for you, because compliments of the New York Yankees awaiting for you is a brand new 1986 Chrysler LeBaron convertible with special license plates that Governor Cuomo pushed through for you quickly. Your license plate reads 300 wins in a brand new Chrysler LeBaron convertible. It's a little extra added bonus, isn't it, Phil?
Well, I know that's only due because Clyde King and George thought I could still pitch and bring me over here. I know Clyde had a lot to do with it, and George stayed with me. He called me this morning and wished me good luck, and I'll take it home. I just may drive all the way to Atlanta with that thing.
Question. Phil Niekro, 1986. Everybody wants to know what Phil's going to be doing. Does Phil have an idea, or can Phil say anything at this particular stage?
Well, I don't know yet. A lot of things might happen throughout the course of the year, but I know I can't win game number 302 before I win 301.
But you don't know where you're going to be winning that game, do you?
No.
But you intend to be pitching next year.
Well, depends. We'll just have to wait and see.
Phil, our pleasure, and congratulations on a momentous, very happy day for you. And, of course, best of luck to you, and most importantly, continued speedy recovery for your dad.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Phil Niekro of the New York Yankees, career victory number 300. We'll get back right here in Toronto, where Nutsy has done it right after this.